Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing good and having a wonderful day. So first of all, I would like to apologize because I'm uploading this video like after a long time, so I'm really sorry for it. I was a bit busy, in my company and all the stuff. So yeah, uh, I hope you all are doing good. And in this video, we are going to see that how we can host our own VPN server for free, right? So I'm going to show you each and everything that we need to do, and using that step, you will be able to get your VPN server for at least 12 months, right? For no cost at all, right? So if you're interested, then keep watching. And for those who have not watched my previous video in which I've shown you that how we can bypass 403, we have really gotten deep into the techniques and why 403 really occurs, right? So if you're really interested, then go ahead and check it out. The link of the video is given in the description, as well as you can see at the right side of the screen. And now with that being said, let us get started. So now let us try to see that how we can do this, right? So to host our own custom VPN server, what we need is we need two things. First thing is we need a virtual private server or a VPS, right? And the second thing that we need is a VPN service or an application that provides us a virtual private network that we can use to connect on, right? So these are the two things that we really require. So now, first of all, let us talk about what is VPS, right? So in short, it is a computer which is hosted on the internet. So we're going to access that computer, and using the computer, we are going to install the VPN application that will allow us to host our own VPN service. Okay. So let's see how we can do both of these things by free. So now what we need to do is we need to open the browser and open google.com, and then we need to type AWS free tier. Okay. And you'll see this very first link that is saying free cloud computing services. Just click on this one. Let us wait for a few seconds. Let me open this in new tab. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the web application over here. And if you see here, it is saying that we can create the AWS account. And if you create a free account, that if we don't want to pay any services, so you can see that we'll get something, some of the services for 12 months, right? So let's try to see what are those services. So as you can see right over here, it says Amazon EC2 750 hours, right? And if you see over here, it is saying that it is 12-month free, which means that we will be able to access the EC2 instances of the servers for 12 months without paying for anything, right? So now, as you can see, we are also getting a lot of things like Amazon S3 buckets, RDS, DynamoDB, SageMaker, Lambda, and all those things, right? And if you see that we are also getting all these things for free, but mainly we are interested in this part, right? Because we are interested in the VPS that we are getting for 12 months without paying for anything if we create an account on AWS. So now the problem is that how we can create an account. If you have used AWS before, then you know that in order to create an account, you need to have something, either a Visa card or a MasterCard, right? So let's try to see how we can do that. So first of all, let's go and create an account over here. Click on create an AWS account, and then you would be prompted with this kind of functionality. Let's just wait for seconds. Now the first thing that it is asking is actually the email address and the account name that we want to use, right? So I'm going to use a temporary mail over here. So let's go to new private window, go to temp-mail.org. Just copy the account from here and let's paste it right over here. And let's say the account is testing be practical, just for the demonstration, right? So I'm going to name this as be practical. Just click on verify email address. You see that now the verification code will be sent to your account which you have used for registration. So I'm just going to click on the inbox over here. This is the mail, and we're going to copy the one-time password. Let us paste this here, and the first part has been completed. Now you can see now it is asking for the password. So let's try to add any password that you like. I'm going to add this simple password over here. And now this is the interesting part. So you need to add your name, addresses, and all those things. And let's just do it real quick. So I'm going to click on personal. I'm going to in the address, you need to specify the address which is on your Visa or MasterCard, right? So now the problem is that if you don't have your Visa or MasterCard, what you can use or issue a virtual debit card, right? So this application, the AWS, also accepts a debit card. Debit card basically means that the amount will be deducted from your bank account, not from the bank directly, right? So this is actually a good way of using AWS services. So what you can do is you can issue a virtual card, right? Virtual debit card, and that you can use over here, right? So make sure to add that address. If you are confused like how to get virtual address card, so if I guess many of you are living in India, right? So in India, what you can do is you can register for Airtel Thanks, and Airtel will give you a virtual debit card that you can use to actually register yourself onto AWS, right? So let's try to add the address. I'm just going to add any random address over here. Test 1122. Sorry. Let's say Delhi, and let's go with 11223344 for demonstration. I hope it will allow me to do the registration over here. Okay, so yeah, seeing the address is invalid. Obviously, I cannot disclose the address over here. You can see there are 5 steps. So after this step, there will be another field for you to add your MasterCard and debit card, and then somewhere around $1 will be deducted from your account, right? So please make sure to use your debit card. If you have a MasterCard or Visa card directly with you, then you can use it directly without any issues, right? And after a few days or maybe few hours, your deducted amount will be given back to your account. Okay, so this is how you can register yourself onto Amazon AWS, right? Once you have registered yourself, let us try to see that what we need to do after that. Now once you have created your account, what we need to do is we need to log in into our account, right? So let me show you how we can log it. I'm going to go and type AWS. Let's click on this very first link. Just wait for a few seconds, and we're going to click on my account over here. Let's click on sign in. And as you can see, here we are. So we need to select the root user, and then you need to add your email address. So this is the email address that I used to create my account, right? I'm just going to do that and just type the password which you have set during the registration. Once everything is validated, you will see that we are now logged in into our you can say the AWS dashboard, right? And then we need to start a virtual private server, or you can say that an EC2 instance. Let's try to see that how we can configure that. Now as you can see, what you can do over here is you can go to services, and then over here you can go to EC2 right over here. You can see, just click on EC2. Let us wait for a few seconds, and you see over here that this is the dashboard of EC2. And if you see over here, I already have one EC2 instance already running. Let me just show you. Just wait for a few seconds to show us the data. Yeah, as you can see, it is saying that one instance is running. So it is actually my VPS that I use for bug bounty hunting, right? And talking about bug bounty, if you really want to learn bug bounty, so you must know that how we can do proper reconnaissance in order for you to find that particular vulnerability hiding in the application, right? So if you want to really dive deep into how we can do proper reconnaissance, then go ahead and check out my the Art of Web Application Reconnaissance course, where I have covered almost everything that is required for you to learn basics of web application reconnaissance. Even we have covered a lot of advanced stuffs like how we can do some deep reconnaissance, how we can dive deep into an application and all those things. If you're really interested, then go ahead and check it out. The link of this course is given in the description. And now let us see that how we can create our instance. So you see, what we need to do is we simply need to click on this launch instance. Okay, just click on this, and let's wait for a few seconds now. So basically it is asking here for to name the server, right? I'm just going to name it with my name, Fayaz. And then it is saying to select a particular server. I'm going to go with Ubuntu. And then I'm going to select this Ubuntu 22.04, which says free tier eligible, right? Just select that, scroll down, and now it is saying that you need to have a key pair, right? So what you can do is you can create a new key pair over here like this. Okay, and let's say the name is Batman, and let's try to click on create new pair, and you see that this is now downloaded over here, right? And once we have key pair downloaded, there's nothing else we need to do. Just go down over here and select this, allow HTTPS traffic and allow HTTP traffic. Okay, and then you can see that the free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB of the hard disk storage, right? So I'm going to change this to 30. Okay, and finally what we need to do is we need to click on launch instance. Okay, once we have clicked on launch instance, the process will be started, and now our VPS will be launched within few minutes. Okay, you see that it is saying successfully initiated the launch of the instance. So let's go to instances. Let us wait for a few seconds, and our instance should be here. You can see that this is the instance which we have created. The name was Fayyaz, right? And if you see that it is the instance state is pending because it is configuring itself, right? So let us wait for a few seconds, and now you see that it is now saying running, right? Which means that we have successfully configured our VPS server. Finally, the last thing that we need to do is we need to go to this particular instance. Just check here, and if you go here, you see that there's a security section. Just go there and scroll down. Let's wait for a few seconds, and you see that this is the security group. Let's click on this one, and now what we need to do is we need to click on edit inbound rules, right? So basically we want to allow all the traffic to flow from our server to the public internet. So for that, I'm going to add a rule which is custom TCP, and I'm going to say, let's say, sorry, not custom TCP. I'm going to select all traffic. Okay, and then I'm going to select to anywhere to my IPv4 address, and then click on save rules. Now this is the last thing that we needed to do, and finally we are good to go. So let us try to see that how we can connect with our server, right? So first we need to go to our instances again, and then you can see this is the public IP address. Just going to copy this IP address. Let's do Control C, copy the IP address, and let's go to the folder where we have downloaded this SSH configuration private key, right? And now over here, I'm going to open my terminal, wait for a few seconds, and I'm going to type SSH Ubuntu, Ubuntu @ and I'm going to paste the IP address, and then we need to specify -i, and then we'll provide the private key, which is batman.pem. Okay, hit enter, just type yes, and as you can see, it is saying that bat permission. So let's try to configure the permission. To configure the permission, you can type chmod 777, and then you can type batman.pem. Let's try to do it again. Again, it is saying bad permissions, so let's try to go with chmod 444. Let's connect again. Okay, so let's try to go with 600. Let's try to see if it will work. chmod 600 .pm. Let's try to log in, and now this time you see that we are successfully able to log in into our VPS, right? You see this is our VPS, and now the first thing that we can do is we can go to the root user by typing sudo su, and then we simply need to update our repositories. Let us wait for a few seconds, and now we are good to go. So right now we have configured our VPS server that we can use for 12 months, which is 1 year, right? Let us try to see that how we can host a VPN server or a VPN service on this particular VPS. Okay, let's try to see that how we can do that. Now what we need to do is, after we have configured our VPS, is to install WireGuard into our machine, right? An easy way to install WireGuard into a machine is to use the bash file. Let's try to see that how we can download the bash file. Open the browser. I'm going to launch a new instance and just type WireGuard install.sh like this, and search this on Google. And then you need to click on this very first link, this one. And don't worry, this link will be given in the description as well, so you don't need to worry about anything. Just copy this link over here, and obviously we're going to clone this into a machine. So type git clone, and let's paste this. Let us wait for a few seconds, and as you can see that it has been cloned now. Let's go to WireGuard install, WireGuard install, let's clear this, and we need to install or execute this file which says WireGuard install.sh. Type WireGuard install.sh, hit enter, and now first thing that it is doing is it is asking for the IPv4 or IPv6 public address, right? So the public address is the address which we saw in this EC2 instance. Okay, this is the public IPv4 address. Just copy this to Control plus C. Let me just copy the IP address now. Control plus C, and we're going to paste it right over here. Just remove everything and then Control plus Shift plus V. Then it is asking for the public interface. Let's go with E3H0. WireGuard interface name, let's leave it as it is. Server WireGuard IPv4 address. So this will be the IP address assigned to you. This will be the local IP address assigned to you once you have connected to that VPN server which you are hosting right now. Okay, just leave it as it is and leave it this one as well. Just leave this as well, and you can also leave this as well, or you can just add 8.8.8.8. So I'm just going to add 8.8.8.8. Okay, let's leave this as it is. And now it is asking that WireGuard uses parameter called allowed IP to determine what is routed over the VPN. So we want to route everything, right? So this is the default configuration. Let's hit enter. And now what we need to do is we need to just hit any key and this will start configuring the server, right? So let's wait a few seconds. And after this, we will see that our WireGuard will be configured into our VPS. Okay, let us just wait for a few seconds now. Let's hit OK over here. And now it is asking for a client name. The client will be the user or the person who is going to connect to the VPN server. So I'm just going to add a client name, let's say John. Okay, and what is the IP address that I want to assign John, right? So I'm just going to assign the second 10.66.66.2. Hit enter. Let's leave this as it is. And now we are actually good to go. We have actually configured everything, and now we can easily connect to our VPN server. So we have actually hosted our VPN server. Now let us try to see that how we can connect to this server. Okay, for that what we need to do is we need to transfer this file, okay, to our client or to the user which is wanting to connect to our VPN. So let's type ls to see that it should be in the Ubuntu directory, right? So let's go one directory back, and this is the configuration file. We can just see what is the content of this wg0. So this is the content. I'm just going to copy everything from here, this one. Let's do Control plus Shift plus C. And I'm going to open a new window, and this is my local machine, and I'm going to create a file. Let's say nano john.configuration. So this is my client machine, right? I'm just going to paste this, and that's it. Now the last thing that we need to do is we need to install WireGuard into our machine. And now let's try to see that how we can install WireGuard into our client machine. Now in the client machine, if you're using Linux or Kali Linux like I'm using over here, what you need to do is you need to install WireGuard. You can just type sudo apt install WireGuard -y, and this will install WireGuard into your machine. And as you can see, in my case, WireGuard is already the newest version. And the second thing that we need to install is resolve configure. Okay, so resolve configure like this. Sorry, resolve configure. Let me just do a quick search. Resolve, yeah, resolve conf. Sorry. So we need to install sudo apt install resolve conf like this. And again, in my case, you can see that it is saying that resolve configure is already the newest version, right? So we have already installed both of these things. Now once you have configured everything, let's try to launch a new instance over here, and let's try to see what is our IP address before using the VPN. Okay, let's try to go and search for my IP. Let's click on what is my IP address. You see, this is my IP address 65.0.3.52, which is the IP address belonging to Amazon Data Services. And if we are able to like connect to the network of this particular VPS, then our public IP, which should show over there, will be 13.201.104.192. Let's try to connect with WireGuard. So I'm going to type sudo wg quick, type up if you want to connect to the network, and then you need to specify the configuration file. Okay, So you need to specify the absolute path for the configuration file, otherwise it is not going to work. So if I type john.configure like this, you'll see that it says that john.conf not found, because normally if you specify file like this, it will look inside this etc/wireguard directory. Okay, so what we can do is we can simply add a dot slash like this, and if we'll hit enter now, you see that it is saying that it's saying nothing, but you can see there's no error at all, right? It's just a simple warning, so we don't need to worry about anything. And if I do a quick refresh now, you see that the IP address now is 13.201.104.192, which is the exact IP address of our VPS public IP, right? So yeah, this is how we can, and we can also like surf the internet without any issues. Like you can see, the internet will work. As you can see, it's working without any issues. So basically, this is how you can configure or host your own VPS server for free. Okay, so this is how you can host your VPN server for free for 12 months. If you have any doubts, if you have any issues, feel free to let me know your doubts or issues in the comment section, and make sure to join our Telegram channel if you want to stay updated with the latest trends going under cybersecurity, ethical hacking, bug bounties, right? And if you like the way I teach, so I already have mentioned one course, but there are two more courses which I'm running, which is Bug Bounty, the ultimate guide to hunter account takeovers. As the name suggests, it will help you to find or dive deep into the web application to find those vulnerabilities that will allow you to take over someone's account. And the second course is hacking Windows with Python from scratch, wherein you're going to learn that how hackers or attackers can create their own custom payload using Python that we can use to hack into any Windows machine, execute shell commands, and a lot of other interesting and malicious things, right? So if you're interested, then go ahead and check it out. The link of both of these courses are given in the description, and make sure to join the Art of Web Application Reconnaissance course if you want to dive deep into bug bounty, and if you really want to know that how reconnaissance happen and how we can do advanced reconnaissance and stuffs, right? And now with that being said, keep learning, keep hacking, and thank you so much for watching.